Hello, ready to go on a camping trip with the family? So we've been camping for 3 seasons now. This is our 4th, but we've decided we're going to do something different on this trip. We're going to film it, and so that way we can record the moments, we can save it forever, as well as share it with some friends and family to see, to show you, all of you, what we actually do on these trips. So we're going to be going on a big trip this time. So to give you a little bit of an update on what we're going to do, I'm driving to go pick up the camper right now, so I'll show you that process. But on this trip, we're going to be going south. So we're going to be going to Charleston, South Carolina. And on the way, it's going to take us a couple days to get there. So we're going to use a Harvest Host location and stay at a winery for the first night. And then the next day, we'll get down to Charleston and stay there for 4 days. And then from there, we're going to go on to Savannah, Georgia, and stay at a state park there for 1 night. And then on our return trip, it's going to take us a few days to get back home. And so we're going to stay at another winery in South Carolina, and then a distillery on the North Carolina-Virginia border as our final trip on the way back home with that. So we're going to be putting in a lot of miles on the truck during this trip, and we're also going to be having a lot of fun with our new camper. So we have a new camper that we just got last month. We've only taken it on one shakedown trip, which was an eventful, true shakedown trip, but we had several things that we had to fix or modify with the camper after that trip. So we just got that done over the last month, and so we are ready to go for this trip and excited about it. So hope you enjoy the trip with us. You're going to see the family in the car the rest of the time. Right now, it's just me going to go pick up the camper, but hopefully you enjoy the experience. Happy to have you along with us. Everybody ready to go? Mm-hmm. We're going camping? All right, hopefully we have everything. Okay, let's go camping.
You ready, Henry? Henry, can you say hi? No.
All right, we have about 4.5 hours in the car today. Made it to our first Harvest Host location. So this is a beautiful winery, the Secret Garden Winery, and we're having a great time here. So we're the only people at this site right now, but it's a beautiful sunny day. So the kids were running around chasing chickens. We're having a great time. We did a tasting in the winery tasting room with muscadine wine. First time we've had muscadine wine before.
And the drive down was really good. I think it was 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours today,
And
yep.
believe it or not, I think it was our best ride that we've had with the kids. They were
so
just
Henry's
calm.
usually a little bit of a rough time. He doesn't like to go more than 2 hours, but today he did fine for 4.5 hours.
I think I napped longer than Henry did today.
You did nap longer than Henry did.
And Kate finished her first chapter book ever, so she takes after mommy. She can read in the car.
She can read in the car. She did a great job doing that, entertain herself. And Charlotte did what she does best, which is watch movies on her iPad the whole way down. And Henry had a good time playing with toys and his iPad on there. And so now we're just hanging out at the winery on our way down to Charleston.
And in short sleeves. Finally!
Morning. So we're on day 2 of the camping trip. So we left our Harvest Host location at the Secret Garden Winery.
We're going at the camping trip.
And we are going at the next camping trip, like Charlotte said. So today we are headed to Charleston. There we go. Charleston, South Carolina.
I'm not the campground.
You're not the campground at all. So we have about a 5-hour drive day, so that's quite a bit today. And so we're gonna have to make a couple stops to break up the trip. But the first stop that we're gonna make in about an hour is at a truck stop. So this is our first time stopping at a truck stop in order to fill up with diesel. We got the TST Open Roads fuel card program that allows us to actually go into the semi-truck lanes at a truck stop. So that allows us to do it safer when we're hooked up to the fifth wheel, and also fill up a lot faster with the fast flow nozzles. And so this will be our first time using those lanes, so this will be a little bit of an experience, but we do save quite a bit of money by going through those is the plan. So we'll show you the journey along the way today, and we'll see you in Charleston.
Okay, so our fuel level just started chiming just in time to arrive to a station that is closed.
And we need fuel. So now, plan B, try to find another gas station. All right, so plan B, so just right down the road, there was actually another truck stop. It's not part of the fuel savings program, but we're still able to use it. So we are still going to use the semi-truck lanes for the first time. So now we just have to wait for this truck to move, and then we'll be able to fill up our diesel. So the benefit of the truck stop is we get the fast flow fuel here, and we can fill up with DEF right at the pump. So that way I don't have to get one of the big containers to fill up the DEF in the truck. We also don't have to worry about the trailer hitting the top of the roof here, because we can sit right next to big semi-trucks. All right, you kids ready to head on the road again? Yeah. Ready to go? Everybody's fed. Henry, you ready? You ready, Henry? Everybody ready to get to the campground?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wait, are we almost there?
We are almost there. About 10 minutes
2
out.
minutes.
10 minutes.
11 more minutes.
11 more minutes. You ready to get out of the truck? Yeah.
Hey guys, this is my most favorite meal.
Is it? Is it? Yeah, I mean, why is it your most favorite meal?
Because I love cheese.
So how was the drive today?
It was good. It was kind of long.
Yeah.
We decided that that might be a little long for us.
How was the experience at Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's was a little crowded. I think everybody, where were we? Were we in South Carolina?
Here, South Carolina,
Okay, well,
yeah.
Everybody in South Carolina may have been at Buc-ee's at 12:30 on April 2nd.
Yeah.
It was a little busy.
What was happening when we were setting up the camper?
Everybody had bugs in their hair and then they kept biting. So now we're gonna wear hats. This campground is awesome, but I don't know why there's spider webs on the trees.
That's actually moss hanging from the trees.
Ah!
We're talking about Buc-ee's some more?
Okay, yeah, I do want to revisit Buc-ee's because it actually was really neat. And it reminded me of, I've been thinking about this. It reminded me of in Montana where they had that $10,000 bar where
Yep.
it's like a big gift shop. And I was pleasantly surprised because when I was walking up, I thought it was going to be just a grocery store. But inside it was like a really elaborate gift shop and it was really neat. Minus just the amount of people that were there. Everybody just wanted to be there today.
Yeah, it seemed like a Dollar General on steroids combined with a super huge convenience store combined
Nice.
with just a whole lot of crazy.
And like a salad bar.
But with surprise though, there was a jerky bar
Yes.
as well. Like an
A
entire
jerky
counter
wall.
of jerky wall.
Yes.
But like you go up to like a deli counter and there's just tons and tons of jerky of lots of different
And
flavors.
mixed nuts, and it was really neat.
Yeah. Pulled pork sandwiches and pretty much
Yes,
anything
it
that you
smelled
can
really
actually
good.
imagine
The
there.
moment that we got into the parking lot, you could smell just
Yeah.
like sugar.
You
It
also
smelled
smell
so good.
donuts from the parking lot. That was immediately obvious from it. And then it was interesting to see all of the gas lanes were just gigantic, and every single one of them was
Yeah.
full. But like there was probably like 50 different gas lanes there, and every single one of them has diesel and gas. And is RV size, so that was pretty cool to go see that. One thing that was surprising though was there is no RV parking.
Right,
so-
and I kind of felt like really disappointed by that because it
Yeah,
felt like that
there's
was
a
the
lot of RVers.
Yeah, so everybody just kind of was taking up.
It was a
Probably
redneck
6 or 7
road
spots.
race, just circling the place, trying to find a place to the park.
Checking out
But
the
luckily, we were able to find one. We
Yes.
stopped there to have lunch. It was a nice lunch to
It
be
was
able
nice.
to it was in the middle of the day, right at noon, which is probably another reason why it was super busy at
Which we
Buc-ee's.
need to remember too that when we stop, it takes us probably
At least an hour.
Yeah, at least
it was
an
an
hour.
hour and 20 today. Yeah.
so. Glad we stopped there though.
Yeah. We've been to a Buc-ee's now. We won't go at noon, apparently, in the
spring
future.
break week.
On spring break week, yep.
Because someone's leg's not take it anymore.
Yeah, somebody's tired. He just
Someone's
stopped walking and
tired.
just held my leg. Didn't want to go anymore.
Might have been that 26-minute nap today.
And getting up at 5:45.
Are you tired? Are you sleepy?
Morning. The boys making breakfast. Got good old pancakes and sausage on the grill. You hungry, Henry? All right, so our first day in Charleston. We are going to be going to historic downtown, but we're going to be able to see lots of the sights down there and explore Charleston for the first time. We've only been planning this trip for a couple of years now, so we're excited to get down there and try it out.
Once a day, 24 times for 24 hours, she said, to last about 30 hours.
Oh.
Isn't that neat?
I got a clock necklace that has a butterfly.
Oh my goodness. Is that beautiful?
Yeah.
Is yours the golden snitch? What does the golden snitch do? Push really hard. There it goes. Whoa, that's super cool. Do you love it, Charlotte? Yeah. All right, let's have fun.
Washington was born in Virginia.
Charleston is very pretty, and we have been told that we came on the most beautiful day so far that they've had.
I kind of like the part where we got to see like all the statues and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I was eating them.
Good old barbecue, safe option. Delicious down in South Carolina. So we're gonna have some pulled pork, collard greens, and potato salad. And then for the girls are gonna have some mac and cheese and chips. So we gotta see the rainbow row for houses, we gotta see the pineapple fountain, we gotta see the city market. So all around great time here in downtown. Now we're famished and ready to fill our bellies.
Okay, so my hot tip is to always have a little power brick for your phone, because when you're traveling you end up taking lots of video and lots of pictures, and the battery drains really quickly. So while we're at lunch, I'm just going to recharge that. That way I don't miss out on anything else this afternoon with a dead cell.
talking about going to Charleston for 2 years now. So how was actually going to downtown Charleston for the first time?
It was really pretty. There was a lot of color. The market was really fun. We went to an outdoor market that kind of continued for a few blocks, and it was kind of like Pike's Place Market in Seattle. So it was a lot of artistic home is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm. Home goods.
Home goods, yeah. So we got some art prints.
Home decor stuff.
And it was really interesting and just really cool to show the kids that people make unique things. And then it was also really fun to see just the whole, I don't know, the walk, I guess. We did like
downtown.
a loop.
We just walked a big loop in downtown Charleston just to be able to kind of see the historic buildings. It was a lot of fun. What was surprising though is how good the kids did. We walked about 2 miles, I think, as I said, at lunchtime, and didn't complain once. Henry was in the stroller, did a great job being confined and going around on the bumpy cobblestone sidewalks and streets, and the girls walked around the entire time. About when everybody was wore out is when it was time for lunch anyways.
Yes, they definitely wanted lunchtime. So I was surprised by that, how well they did, how easy it was. I kind of figured we would constantly be kind of encouraging them to keep walking, but they were really interested. I mean, a lot of the colorful buildings they thought were really neat, and just all the flowers. I don't know, it was just a very quaint and beautiful little town.
Alligator?
Where?
That is an alligator. It's a little tiny one.
I don't think little man wants to walk today.
Alright, so today we are at Drayton Hall and we are touring the grounds. This is an old plantation in Charleston, and so we get to tour the grounds to look at all the pretty gardens, and then we also get to go to the house and tour the first level and the cellar. We'll have a good time walking around and seeing a little bit of history here. a good morning at the historic plantation, and then it was noon, so we went back to the camper, had a quick lunch of hot dogs and baked beans, which the kids loved. And then now we're back out. We're going to be doing the South Carolina Aquarium. Have a good time, and then we're going to go back to the camper and have some ice cream this afternoon, which is one of our traditions. Every time we go camping, is we go grab some pints of ice cream and have a good time with the camper.
By herself. In the meantime, we go and feed the sharks, so she's not kind of coming around and bothering us.
So, sea stars, do you want to guess how many eyes they have? How many eyes do they have? 0? You don't think they have any eyes? None? 100? My goodness. Alright, they have as many eyes as they have legs. So how many eyes do they have? 5. So our sea stars, they have eyes at the end of each arm. But they're not like our eyes. They can only see if it's light or if it's day or if it's dark. You're supposed to fill the top tank so you can kind of keep going one by one by one by one, but if you just cover all the sensors, then they all start moving.
Cheating the system. I like it. What'd you find, Charlotte?
The water snake over here.
He is a diamondback terrapin, and if you guys have been out to our salt marsh exhibit, we have some fully grown ones out there. You guys are welcome to touch him just right on his back using 2 fingers.
Here's our ritualistic ice cream while camping. Is it good, girls?
I love dirt cake.
You love dirt cake?
More?
Cindy likes some too. All right, so on day 3, we have a very tired little baby here. So we had a long day with no nap.
He did, but I think it's safe to say everybody's kind of tired today because we have done a lot and we've done a lot really well. I would say the kids have done a lot really well.
Yeah, they've done a lot of walking. So this morning we did the Dalton house. So that was the historic plantation. And we came back for a quick lunch. Then we went back out and did the South Carolina Aquarium. So we hiked around that. That was some beautiful fish to be able to see in the tanks there. A good time for the kids. They had a lot of fun being able to touch the different stingrays and fish in the different ponds and be able to see them in the different aquariums.
And it was really well paced. So I think we spent a total of a little over an hour there, right? I think, and it was just we were always moving.
Okay, so for tomorrow, we're going to be going to Savannah, Georgia. So the last part of the trip, we're going to drive down for about a couple hours in the morning and then hike around Savannah, downtown Savannah, Georgia in the afternoon. And then the following days, we'll be just returning back to Northern Virginia using Harper's Host along the way. Good morning. We have every camper's favorite activity, dumping the tanks. So we're going to be driving the day. So we're going to dump the gray tanks. The black tanks are fine. I just dumped those the other day. But the gray tanks we're going to do the dump, so that way we have less weight going down the road. We're going to switch over to tank water instead of having city water. And then we're going to unhook our hose here in a second when it's done emptying out, and we're going to make sure that we use gloves. All right, now we have empty tanks and ready to hit the road.
I can hear you all the way up there.
This way.
Hi. Hi.
Do we have to check in early?
Maybe. We'll see. It depends on if the spot's actually empty or not. But she did let us check in. Henry, you're going to make it, buddy. You are. You're going to make it.
Okay, so we are in Savannah. It was a good drive. It was our shortest drive today, about 2.5 hours, which was actually pretty perfect for how long we've been traveling, because it kind of gave us a rest day while we traveled, if that makes sense, right? Don't you think?
Yep. And then also still be able to have activities in the afternoon.
Yeah. So we knew that by the time we got here, it was gonna be lunchtime, and then having young kiddos, we're in bed at like 8 o'clock. So we knew we had not a lot of time in Savannah, and this is our only day here before we move on. So we decided the night before that the best option would be to do a trolley tour, or kind of like a hop on, hop off type of tour. And we did that today, and I think that was a really good option because it took 90 minutes and it covered so much stuff that we would not have found on our own. So it was such a good tour.
Public intoxication is encouraged here.
then just a little bit of time in the state park here to be able to enjoy the beautiful trees with the Spanish moss hanging down, which
we learned is not Spanish moss. It's not Spanish.
Well, it is Spanish moss, but it's not Spanish.
Oh, it's not Spanish?
And it's not moss.
It is a fern that is native to the trees in this area, which is really interesting. And I think the most prominent thing we learned about Savannah on our trip today was what is the largest ghost town, or what did they say? The spookiest place in America? Or something like that, right? Something like that. And I have to say, I think the moss was more prominent here than in South Carolina. And it kind of really set the tone for this whole spooky feel, because it really was kind of eerie and spooky. So I don't know, it was really, really neat. I think we want to come back and spend a little bit more time. It was a little bit rushed, but
for how short of a time we had here, we tried to make the most of that with the trolley tour and the beautiful state park. Truck stop is the way to go with a fast flow fuel. Fill up the whole tank in about a minute.
distill again to produce bourbon.
What was your favorite part of the whole trip? Think of all the things that we've done since we left our house.
Everything.
That's a good answer.
Everybody ready to head home?
Yes.
Yes. No.
No. I am not ready. I'm not ready.
Indecisive answer. All right, let's go home. So we haven't done an interview in a couple days in our drive days. So let's give you a recap of what happened the last couple days. So coming back from Savannah, so then we got to our next harvest host, which was a winery. The winery wasn't quite what we were expecting. It was a little bit more country than we were expecting there, but it was a good night. The only problem is then it started raining all night long, and then the whole next day. So it was a really muddy morning for us as we were packing up the camper and be able to head out, and then it rained the entire day. And so I have some footage you'll be watching where it's just raining constantly on the road, so that slowed us down a little bit. There was some traffic along the way. Eventually we got to our next stop, which was a distillery in North Carolina, where we got to do a tasting, and we also got a really nice tour of the distillery, which was a lot of fun. So we got some good footage of that trip, that stop as well. And then finally the rain ended that evening, and so then today we've had a beautiful last drive day where we're then heading home. At this point we're just about 45 minutes away from home. 8 days, 7 nights, 5 campgrounds, and 1,400 miles later, we've had a trip that we've been planning for 2 years that exceeded our expectations. Please let us know if you've been in these places or if we've inspired you to take your own journey. Glad to have you along. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.